good evening and welcome to Match of the Day for 3 FA Cup ties, which will keep you on the edge of your seats for the next hour. Sadly, the crowd's appreciation of a splendid cup tie between Everton and Ipswich was marred by the sudden death of Everton's former manager, Harry Catterick, just after the final whistle. After the Everton game, you'll see the latest episode in the long-running Luton v Watford Cup marathon, but we start with a classic from Old Trafford, Manchester United against West Ham United. Your commentator is John Motson.
Some 5,000 West Ham supporters have travelled north, and the man they have to thank for the trip is 19-year-old Tony Cottee, with 4 goals in 2 games against Wimbledon. He made his FA Cup debut here at Old Trafford 2 years ago. With the exception of Alan Devonshire, all his teammates have shaken off the worst of the flu virus, and Jeff Pike was past fit after a groin injury. It's West Ham's 3rd FA Cup tie in 6 days. Manchester United field the side which beat Videoton. Brian Robson plays in the reserves, but there are 2 men here with a special reason for wanting to beat West Ham. John Gidman was in the Everton side, beaten by the Hammers in the 1980 semi-final, and Frank Stapleton was in the Arsenal team, which went the same way in the final that year. Referee Trelford Mills from Barnsley. West Ham wearing white, playing from the right in the first half. And the prize here, a place in the semi-finals, which could be decided as Whiteside concedes the first free kick by who is the fresher team after a congested week for both clubs, especially for West Ham, who've got Alan Dickens on the ball now. Stewart. Nice touch by Dickens. Goddard. And a good effort too by Goddard, who's really found some form just of late. He played extremely well against Wimbledon and has come back to form after a poor patch earlier in the season. He got a hat-trick, in fact, in the 3rd round against Port Vale, and he wasn't far away there. Good turn again by Goddard. Dickens had a hand in that. Here's Pike, and Dickens again through the centre. And West Ham found a path clean through the middle of the Manchester United defence, and it was typical West Ham football, that. Goddard to Dickens, back to Pike, through to Dickens, the midfield player in the centre-forward position, but his shot was wide. Olsen flags up for offside. Here's Dickens following up again. Half away by McGrath. The drive was brilliant by Orr. Well, Neil Orr thundered a shot against the crossbar at Wimbledon on Monday night that many of us felt might have come down over the line, and he wasn't too far away from giving West Ham the lead there. Their season depends on this, West Ham, and they're certainly playing like it early on. And Dickens has been involved in their 2 best moves. John Gidman bringing down Jeff Pike. Cotty's coming in, and Bailey had to make a save. Defence sleeping a bit. Driven low across the box, and Tony Cotty so sharp. Gary Bailey equally so. Bailey finger-tipping the ball away from Steve Walford. Here's Olsen. Right side hovering on the far side of the box. Albiston trying to follow up. Beautifully brought down, but McGrath in so quickly. And the West Ham fans can be heard loud and clear, and it's not surprising. They've had 2 or 3 very good moments so far. Hughes. Stapleton checked, otherwise he might possibly have made it. McAllister did. So a lively opening 20 minutes here. McGrath. Hughes is there. Good turn by Hughes. Splendid goal. Hughes scores his 17th goal of this highly successful season for him, and he shows why he's now number 1 among the Manchester United strikers. A lovely turn and a sweet finish in a congested penalty area marks him out as the young player to watch, which indeed he's been this season. So Manchester United are in the lead in the 21st minute. And Hughes, the first name on the team sheet now in the striking positions here. That's one of the reasons why he's finishing. Olsen. And here's Hughes again. His all-round game has improved too. And when you look again at that goal, it goes to show the thing that Bill Nicholson used to say, you haven't got to break the back of the net when you score. If you place it like Hughes did, it's just as effective. And West Ham have got to make a substitution because Jeff Pike probably hasn't fully recovered from the groin strain which nearly kept him out anyway. He's gone off, and Paul Hilton, who was born just not far from here at Oldham and played down the road at Bury, is into the action as the substitute. Goddard, that was beautifully brought down. Paul Allen out on the right, 4 waiting in the centre here. Allen got it across, Hogg! Own goal by Hogg! Graham Hogg got the touch inadvertently. West Ham deservedly draw level. They've had enough of the game to warrant that. Beautifully brought down by Goddard in the first place. Released Allen on the right. He took on Albiston. A good crisp cross, but it ricocheted off Graham Hogg, and the Hammers are level after 36 minutes. So Manchester United lose the lead because West Ham had played some progressive football, and although there was an element of luck about the way the goal went in, they'd had good chances earlier which perhaps deserved a better reward. So their fans delighted. And now Albiston. Whiteside into Olsen. Whiteside goes for the return. And away by Watford when the goalkeeper was coming. So Hogg will go up there now, trying to make amends. Strachan with the corner. Stewart again. Stapleton's in there with Martin. McGrath's header and turned on and in by Norman Whiteside. Whiteside got a touch there that showed pure instinct. Gordon Strachan, who actually seemed to be hit by something before he took that corner, curled the ball in. Stapleton made a nuisance of himself. McGrath got the header goalwards, but Whiteside was the player whose touch put Manchester United back into the lead. 39 minutes gone, it's 2-1, and quite a cup match. Goals flying in here in crowded penalty areas, really adding to the excitement. Well, quarter-finals are sometimes tense and tight. This one is wide open. Manchester United twice in front, and the second time, Norman Whiteside, the youngest man ever to score an FA Cup final. He puts Manchester United ahead in this sixth-round tie. They lead 2-1 at half-time. The 1 millionth spectator of the season passed through the Manchester United turnstiles today, and more rebuilding work at Old Trafford means 2,000 new seats will replace terracing in that corner with improved refreshment and toilet facilities. The cantilever effect will then be extended, making this stadium arguably the most imposing in the Canon League. It might be worth pointing out that Manchester United, who've sometimes been accused of inconsistency, are in fact unbeaten in their last 7 League and Cup games, all played without Brian Robson, who's been injured, and the man taking a tumble there early in the second half is Mark Hughes. Brush. Goodman. Oh, this is Cotty. And Dickens is through the centre. Goodman had time to recover. Here's Orr. And Cotty. West Ham taking the game to Manchester United again and looking menacing. Goddard's in there and the defender's forced to concede the corner. Well, people have said before that West Ham are a soft touch in the north. Certainly not these days. Hilton comes to the near post, but Stapleton was defending well. Jesper Olsen turns it inside to Strachan. Now Whiteside charging through the centre. Olsen down the right. And here's Whiteside. Great save, Strachan. Brilliant. Hughes wanted too long. And still the ball isn't clear. Duxbury playing the 1-2 with Hughes. What an extraordinary sequence in the West Ham penalty area. Alvin Martin was valiant there, but looking back on it, what a good save in the first place by Tom McAllister from Norman Whiteside. That save has kept West Ham in the cup. Challenged by Hogg. Martin's in there. Here's Goddard, headed away by Mike Duxbury. From Paul Goddard. Dickens. Orr. Good cross, Cotty was there. Here's Allen. Back again to Stewart. Hughes on the chest, what a good piece of work. Oh, brilliant! Jesper Olsen, can he finish it? He's right through, and he allowed Watford to get back. And it was a fair challenge. And the ball from Hughes was absolutely marvellous. It should have made it 3-1 to Manchester United because Olsen has been struggling with an injury, and I honestly think if he'd had full pace there, he would have gone on and scored. But he wasn't quick enough in the circumstances to get away, and Steve Walford valiantly caught up with him. For the second Saturday running, a thunderingly enjoyable match at Old Trafford. Walford on Hughes. Right side coming in, he's got a chance here, yes! Norman Whiteside gets his second and Manchester United's third in the 74th minute, and the Stretford end acknowledge that barring a complete collapse, Manchester United should be into the semi-final of the FA Cup. Graham Hogg took the free kick, and Whiteside got away from his marker, and he finished well. Well, Whiteside, the man for the big occasion. How many times have we said that? And how many times has he proved it absolutely right? Still only 19, but he appears to have given Manchester United real breathing space in this cup match. Kidman. I suppose West Ham will look back and think there was maybe a little bit of slack defending because he did get through fairly comfortably, but you have to finish them, and that Whiteside certainly did. Goddard. And still West Ham won't give it up. Paul Allen in well here. What a good finish and well deserved. 6 minutes to go and little Paul Allen gives West Ham renewed hope. A smart move. Goddard got away. He cut Allen in on the inside of his man, and the drive past Gary Bailey brings it back to 3-2 and reminds Manchester United that a two-goal lead is never secure, something that they found out to their cost earlier this season. And Allen says, how long to go? 5? That's exactly right. And to enjoy this exciting football, a crowd of nearly 47,000, and bear in mind it's the third big match of the week, or in 8 days, at Old Trafford. Goddard, beaten by McGrath. Strachan. Gordon Strachan goes for goal, gets brought down, penalty! Would you believe it? Manchester United have yet another penalty kick, and Norman Whiteside surely will step forward to try and complete the hat-trick. Strachan doesn't want to know anymore. They've changed the kicker, and Whiteside, not because he's on a hat-trick, but because the players agreed he should take them, has gone to get the ball. Strachan brought down as he went straight through everybody, or tried to. Oh, absolutely no mistake. 2 minutes from the end, they found a new penalty taker, but they found a place, more importantly, in the FA Cup semi-final. Manchester United 4, West Ham 2, Tom McAllister dejected, Norman Whiteside delighted. absolutely seething with excitement. They know they've seen a really tremendous match. And the Stratford end is in a state of sheer celebration there. Well, that must be one of the best cup ties that we've seen at Old Trafford down the years. Sparkling entertainment, and Norman Whiteside, who makes his name whenever the occasion is enormous, has certainly responded again. A hat-trick for him. Mark Hughes was brilliant. Manchester United played with a swashbuckling style, which West Ham did their best to match and contributed hugely to the game. But in the end, the hammers go out, and the Stretford end celebrate Manchester United's 17th appearance in the FA Cup semi-final and their 15th in the post-war period alone.
Yo, yo.
Come on!
Sexy girl with the
Come on!
I know we ain't losing. Yo, yo. Yo, yo.
Oh, come on!
I just stand with your abusing.
Come on!
I know we ain't losing.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
New Corsa from Vauxhall. For most of us, the thought of moving our current account from one bank to another fills us with dread. So here's an idea. Why not make it really easy? Switch to Abbey and everything could be taken care of for you. Your direct debits, your standing orders. We could match your overdraft limit. And to prove the grass really could be greener, we'll also give you an excellent interest rate of 6% AER. Call 0800 80 80 80 or visit your local branch. Abbey, more ideas for your money.
It's not about boost.
It's not about 1 foot in.
It's not about what's on the outside. Up here, it's about what's on the inside. It's about your heart slowing down.
It's about riding that line between good and idiot.
Because the truth is, it ain't a hobby. Need for Speed Carbon.
Rennie relieves heartburn and indigestion fast. When trouble erupts, reach for Rennie or new Rennie Fruit.
Welcome to the electrifying world of Ultraviolet. Mila Jovovich. Watch me. Ultraviolet on DVD now.
I know I should put something away for the future. The question is, where do I put it? An ISA? A tracker? Investment bonds? What about with profits? Or is my best bet a balanced managed fund? Whatever that is. I know one thing for certain. I'm totally confused.
Make sense of it at norwichunion.com/investments.
She's the pride of Paris. But she was supposed to be torn down. Until she became a radio mast. Then a TV antenna. And now, millions of people climb to the top and pay for the privilege. Wouldn't you like to find new ways to capitalize on what you already have?
What are you afraid of?
ESPN Classic presents England versus New Zealand in association with Guinness, Thursday to Sunday at 11 on ESPN Classic. Dead good sport.
Well, now now it's the turn of league leaders Everton to show their prowess against Ipswich Town, struggling against relegation with an FA Cup semi-final place at stake. Your commentator is Barry Davis.
The welcome for the team at the top of the tree, and in particular for the man generally reckoned to be Everton's most valuable player. Peter Reid past fit for all the fact that he carries a few scars, and he continues his run of consecutive appearances to 88. Everton's collective strength is surely the balance of the side, particularly in midfield. The Kendall, Ball and Harvey trio of the 1970 Championship side is succeeded now by a quartet who incidentally between them have contributed 29 goals to the side's total of 84. For their third cup tie in 6 days, Ipswich could reasonably wish for a less daunting task. Steve McCall has recovered from Wednesday's injury, but not Mitch Davray. And what does fate hold for the man who replaces him, Alan Sunderland, who on Monday came off the substitutes bench to score the winner in the FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday. On Wednesday, missed a golden opportunity which might have beaten Norwich in the Milk Cup. What now? The referee with the FIFA badge is Alan Robinson from Waterlooville in Hampshire. Well, I think it's generally known that Everton have not lost a match in 1985, but for the record, they haven't lost an FA Cup tie on this ground for 10 years. Everton attacking the goal to our left. Andy Gray gets his first touch, and a good one. Scored a hat-trick in the Cup Winners' Cup in midweek. Burley, Sunderland, Zondervan couldn't make it. Vanden Hauw, Curran, Reid. How could he have known that Bracewell was coming? And what a ball to Gray! Handball by Paul Cooper. That was some brilliant play by Everton, because Reid just played the ball into the space and Bracewell made, 10 or 12 yards, and Bracewell played it instantly, the ball curling away from the oncoming goalkeeper towards Andy Gray, and Paul Cooper forced to handle outside his area. Sheedy takes and scores! No, says the referee. I didn't tell you to take it. So 2 in the net for Everton, and neither counts. George Burley coming forward. The ball's been taken slightly further back, and Gates is complaining about that. Well, that makes a change. Sheedy again, goes for the other side. Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Not unearthly for Paul Cooper. But what a lesson in taking free kicks by Kevin Sheedy. Almost said to Mr. Robinson, I don't mind if you don't allow me to put it in one corner, I'll put it in the other. 6 minutes, the cup holders, the potential champions, the unbeaten side in the country, take the lead. And what a lovely goal. Sheedy's 13th of the season. Curran. Ratcliffe to Sheedy. There are some magic moments from Everton here. Stephen. Everything's coming off. Stevens. Gray. Inches over the top. And he gets up to a shout of oh bother. Listen to the noise around Goodison Park. Sheedy. Bracewell. Reid. Vanden Hauw. Foul by Burley. Just in the back of Bracewell. Gray has gone to the far side. Mountfield is behind him. Mountfield challenged well by Butcher. Stephen, Reed, Stevens. Play by Bracewell. Put in came from Putney. Zondervan. Sheedy getting back to force a change of direction. But here's Wilson. That's a good shot! And it goes through Neville Southall, who up till now has been a spectator. Don't think, to judge from Kevin Wilson's expression, that he can quite believe it. But it wasn't a truly hit shot, and it squirmed its way underneath Neville Southall for one apiece. A goal in the 15th minute, and to be truthful, making nonsense of the balance of play in that first 15 minutes. So Everton have to start again. And Terry Butcher's side with renewed heart. It was on this ground that Terry Butcher made his debut in April 1978, just before Ipswich won the cup. And today he makes his 300th senior appearance for the club. Three up for Ipswich. Brennan, Burley. Neville Southall's played so well for Everton during this season, but a goalkeeper cannot afford to make even one error. I'm afraid that one will haunt him if Everton can't put it right for him. Vanden Haar. Stephen. Bracewell. Reed. Lovely little chip from Ratcliffe. Bracewell unmarked in the middle. It's a happy knack of getting forward unobserved. McCall. Cranson bowling up the hill. Butcher did well. Zondervan! Lovely goal! Lovely set-piece goal. Butcher, the key man in that, with a very good throw. Butcher's flicked header to Zondervan, who shot instantly. And the ball curling past Southall. And Ipswich, who for the first quarter of an hour were on the rack against some brilliant football from the home side, are now in front with 32 minutes gone. Bracewell. Vanden Haar. Well claimed. Ian Cranson, who took the throw. He's got a battle on his hands against Andy Gray, but certainly used his long throw to great effect then. Butcher. Brennan. Putney was flattened by Reed, a little late. Zondervan. And the referee's given a free kick. Against Sheedy. And that surely will be a booking. Because Zondervan was clear. And Sheedy got his ankle, not the ball. There's George Burley on the ball. Brennan just behind him to his left. Gates the other way. Butcher beaten to it by Gray. And I should think we'll see Gray come back quite often. Offside. Ball was out of play. Putney. And half-time it is. Kevin Sheedy giving Everton the lead. Wilson getting the equaliser, a mistake by Neville Southall. Zondervan giving Ipswich a 2-1 lead. The match turning on a mistake by Kevin Southall, and summarise really that first half by the fact that Kevin Sheedy, so prominent at the start, was in the end the player booked to deny Ipswich a promising chance of a third goal. All credit to Bobby Ferguson's side, who picked themselves up not only from the defeat by Norwich in the Milk Cup, but also by the start that Howard Kendall's Everton made in this match. With his expression, rather sums up their feelings. Started so well, but start the second half 1-2 down. Gray underneath it. Cooper in trouble. No whistle. And Sunderland seemed to me to play Brandon Hull, then not the ball. Wilson. Referee played the advantage, and here's Ratcliffe. And he can't believe it either. Seemed to have got past Cooper. Cooper, with apparent simplicity, just said, no, I'll have it, thank you very much. Brennan. Reed. Some lucky ricochet. Curran. Gray! No! The goal was yawning. And he stays an awful long time with his hands behind his head. And the front part of his head missed a golden chance. Wilson. Up comes Putney. Worth having a crack. Wilson to the left. He does go for the crack. A corner. Putney. Reed. Reed again. Booking. And it's not a booking, it is a sending off. And a Steve McCall. Sheedy underneath it. Bracewell. Reed. Stephen. Gray far side. Reed in the middle of the box. Stephen still with the chance. And the referee says no. And the linesman didn't react either. And I must say I find that very difficult to understand, because it was a genuine attempt by Stephen to get round his man, and it seemed to me that he was certainly tripped at the end of it. Otherwise, he would surely have carried on. He was so certain he was going to get the penalty. Reed. Yes, he's made the gap. Van den Hauwe. Yes! Mountfield has done it! The hold on the cup has been re-established. Van den Hauwe who crossed it, and Mountfield who prodded home, and the defenders have saved Everton. Expressions of huge relief, and on the other bench those of huge disappointment. Well, if Everton and Howard Kendall are to go back to Wembley, they've got to do it the hard way. 2-2 the final score. The cup holders saved by Derek Mountfield 4 minutes from time. Neville Southall, whose mistake allowing Kevin Wilson to equalise the opening goal of the match, in the end is saved and doesn't end as the villain of the piece.
Well, our final cup tie, a leftover from the 5th round, due to the refusal of either Luton Town or Watford to be beaten by their neighbours out of doors. Your commentator at Kenilworth Road, remaining strictly impartial, is Tony Gubber.
3.5 hours of football has failed to produce a winner in this marathon 5th round tie, and so for this 3rd meeting in 6 days, both Luton and Watford have changes to try and break the deadlock that could take them beyond Monday's draw for the semi-finals. Luton start today with young winger Gary Parker at number 11. He's the player whose arrival on the field as substitute on Wednesday sparked Luton's revival and the 2 goals that forced extra time and today's second replay. And a return could be planned also for the experienced David Moss, named as sub after missing the last 7 games. Watford's philosophy has certainly been choice and alternative, because they brought 16 players and resisted naming the team until 2:30, with John Barnes included as a surprise centre-forward in place of the injured Jimmy Gilligan, and Kenny Jackett in at number 11 to replace the injured Worrell Sterling. Tony Coton is back in goal after recovering from his virus infection. Beneath the hat, inevitably the Watford chairman Elton John, happy to sign autographs for the crowd at Kenilworth Road. Referee Jeff Bray, a factory manager from Hinckley in Leicestershire, starting the match, which is immediately stopped by an offence. Watford, the team in the darker socks, attacking the goal to the left, and no doubt recalling that it was a 3rd round victory over Luton last season that set them on the road to the Wembley Cup final appearance. Steen trying to get around his marker and was fouled, so barely 10 or 15 seconds gone, and Watford penalised twice. Brian Steen. Well, a very crowded penalty area for this first serious threat on goal. That looked like handball. Well, a moment of panic for the Watford defence. And did John Barnes handle that? It certainly appeared that he did. Good tackle by Donachie. Well, then 2 Watford players in quickly. Barnes, nice footwork. Seeley saved with his legs. Well, again, John Barnes influential as Watford went forward. Lovely footwork to give himself sight of goal and force Seeley to stop it with his leg. Harford one neck. And Terry took a knock. Turner. Certainly been in the wars in this first half, Steve Terry. Blood spattered down the front of his shirt. And a nasty-looking cut above the eyebrow, which is the very reason that he wears that protective piece of plaster to protect an area that has suffered injuries in the past. Seemed to happen in a recent clash of heads with Mick Harford. Joby. Well, with Watford's centre-half suffering a little, the blood all over his face, Luton forcing an opening. Number 10, Wajobi, with sight of goal, but a shot that didn't really force a classic save from Tony Coton. He just had to keep his eye on it and be sure. As the whistle ends the first 45 minutes, perhaps a relief to both teams. This continuing saga of the fifth round cup tie they can't settle. John Barnes, the only man who looked as though he was likely to on 2 occasions, but stopped by Les Seeley, first by the foot and then the outstretched arms. And so at half-time here, the scoreline is Luton 0, Watford 0. So Luton start the second half, and still the deadlock remains. 4 hours 15 minutes now, the time that these two teams have played, and their fifth round FA Cup meeting still unresolved. And neither side would look forward to a third replay, which would be at Vicarage Road on Monday evening. That, of course, if the score was still level after extra time this afternoon. Joby, Steen, Terry back to his keeper. Jacket's header forward, hooked away by Breaker. Player sporting an injury on the eyebrow. Young Breaker. Steen. Parker. Turner! That's what it needed! The ball was delivered perfectly by the youngster Gary Parker, who earned his place today as the result of his performance on Wednesday after coming on as a sub. Inch perfect it was, and Wayne Turner thumped it into the back of Watford's net. So Luton, the home team, go ahead by a goal to nil, and now can they hang on to it to put themselves into the quarter-finals? Come back with a quick reply. Seeley took a knock after he caught the ball. Steen, faced by Sinnott. Got round the youngster. Ball cut out by McClelland. Luton are just a bit quicker to the ball at this stage. Rostron penalised for what looked like a shoulder challenge with Kwajobi. The little conference in the middle. Now the players peel away. Steen's header. Steen, Donachie and Harford standing in a little trio in the middle, and then peeling off as the free kick was taken. And Steen glancing that header just wide of the post. Foster's clearance and immediately played back for Blissett. Well, that hit the post, and for a moment the crowd caught their breath. Blissett's cross played in short to the near post. Too close to keeper and post, catching the post, and for a moment looking as if it had gone into the net. Rostron. Blissett. Away by Thomas. And Rostron. And Watford must be wondering about the match on Wednesday when they led 2-0 with only 14 minutes left and allowed Luton to come back and equalise, force extra time. And this second replay, which Luton now are winning 1-0 as we move into time added on. Ricky Hill. Barnes. Still in possession, Barnes. Some tired legs. The ball off Breaker. Watford's throw. Barnes. Allowed to turn and put in a cross. Terry. Nobody at the far post. Terry staying forward because we've played a minute over the 90. The referee hasn't yet put his whistle into his mouth. Allows play to continue, but he does now. And Kenilworth Road celebrates a memorable victory. The solitary goal by Wayne Turner, winning this second replay. Luton into the sixth round of the FA Cup for the first time since 1973. And Watford, last season's cup finalists, go out of the competition. And who can deny Luton their moment of celebration? Forcing the second replay, and big enough on the occasion to win it. It's Luton 1, Watford 0.